In today's video, I'm going to be talking about all the apps and the websites that I use in my apartment hunting journey. So if you have not heard, and you probably should, I have been on the search for a new apartment, a one-bedroom apartment in New York City, and I've been going throughout I want to say, I can't even say every borough. I've been looking in Manhattan, Bronx, and Queens, and I finally got approved an apartment. I'm so excited. So today, I'm here to share with you all the websites and the apps that I use in order to find my apartment. So let's get it started. The first website I'm going to be talking about is StreetEasy. StreetEasy is literally, I would say, my number one resource for finding apartments. I found my past 2 apartments with StreetEasy. StreetEasy really is that girl. I think StreetEasy is New York City's biggest aggregator of real estate. I'm gonna fact check that, but correct me if I'm wrong. But StreetEasy has been my go-to. So I always go on StreetEasy every day to check. You know, I'm a bit I say every day, but I really do mean every day. I went on StreetEasy almost every day when I was apartment searching. I feel like every week there was probably new listings. I feel like I received the best responses from StreetEasy and the fastest responses from StreetEasy. As soon as I would go in there, I found a listing that I wanted to check out. I would hit up the broker and they would respond to me almost immediately. And a hot tip that you must know, the 5 things they're gonna ask you, it's crucial things that they're gonna ask you when a broker responds to you on StreetEasy: income, credit score, how many bedrooms, do you have pets? So 4 things. Income, credit score, how many people are going to be living in an apartment, or how many bedrooms are you looking for, and do you have any pets? So I would recommend just having that in the notes app or something so that you can just copy and paste it straight in instead of having to type. But I really did get the most responses from StreetEasy, and that's why I have to put it as my number 1. The apartment that I got approved for, and if you haven't seen that video, go make sure to check out my apartment approval story after looking for almost like a month and a half now for an apartment. Go check that out. But the apartment that I got approved for, however, I actually didn't find it on StreetEasy. I found it on my second best app that I use, and this is a combination of 2 apps because I feel like alone they don't stand well alone, but together, when used together, is probably the best tool that you can possibly have in your apartment searching journey. So the second 2 websites that I would highly recommend in your apartment searching journey has got to be Trulia and RentHop. So I hope I'm saying this right. Trulia, I feel like they get new updates weekly. RentHop is scarce, but the things that I wasn't finding, I feel like these 2 websites had the listings that I wasn't finding on StreetEasy. So this would be listings from like smaller landlords or individuals who like own something and they're trying to rent it out. But Trulia actually is where I found the apartment that I just got approved for. So I found that on Trulia, and I would say response times on Trulia and RentHop are like moderate. They're definitely not as fast as StreetEasy, but you'll get a reply maybe in the 2 weeks. Sometimes it can be immediately, but you will get a reply, just not as fast as StreetEasy. But I feel like people sleep on Trulia, and I say this because a lot of people love apartment.com and Zillow, because I know some people even use Zillow to find apartments. But Trulia and RentHop, when combined together, really make a good tool in your apartment searching journey. Like I said, they have the listings that StreetEasy does not have, because I feel like I resorted going to Trulia and RentHop because the listings especially for certain areas, just weren't being shown on StreetEasy. So the second website that I recommend is Trulia and RentHop combined together. You could use them separately, but combined together, I feel like they're a really good tool. Lastly, the website that I recommend it's gonna sound very odd, even though it shouldn't sound odd. Facebook Marketplace. I think I saw probably at least 4 properties with Facebook Marketplace. Obviously, with Facebook Marketplace, there's more vetting that you as an individual have to do yourself. However, I found some pretty good places. They weren't obviously up to par with what I wanted personally, but as a whole, I feel like I was getting listings that StreetEasy didn't have or Trulia and RentHop didn't have. So again, these are like more your individual landlords and what they're posting. People looking for a room to rent or sublet. Like I saw a lot of like sublet needs on Facebook Marketplace. Now, when I said I was kind of surprised, I don't know why I was surprised, because when I went to college, I used Facebook Marketplace to find apartments. So I don't know why I couldn't like take that and then relate it back to like finding a grown-up apartment. But yeah, Facebook Marketplace, it was actually recommended to me by a friend who recently moved, and she was like, oh yeah, why don't you just use Facebook Marketplace? I was like, I actually never thought about using Facebook Marketplace. But there was this one specific studio, hopefully I can find the video to insert the clip. There was this one specific studio that I found on Facebook Marketplace that was so nice, super big, and for a studio, so nice. Like, you could definitely divide it and make it like a makeshift 1-bedroom, but it was such a big studio. And I think it wasn't even that much. It had to be like for $2,000 a studio, but it was a really big studio that could have been like a 1-bedroom. But yeah, I definitely recommend Facebook Marketplace. Again, I use that during my apartment hunting journey. So I would say overall the top 3 would have to be StreetEasy, Trulia and RentHop, and Facebook Marketplace. However, I do have some honorable mentions. So some of my honorable mentions: Craigslist. I was very surprised. Again, this was another recommendation by using Craigslist. I found some good stuff on Craigslist. I think last week, before I got approved for my apartment, I went to see an apartment that I found on Craigslist, and it was legit. But I feel like the thing with Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace is that you have to be, your sensors has to be highly attuned. But not even that, because recently I almost got into like a little scammy thing on StreetEasy. That's another video for another story because it was very long. But with Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, you kind of have to be very vigilant. You have to be very aware, because, you know, anybody could do anything. Like, any one individual can post whatever they want on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. But Craigslist is an honorable mention, so definitely don't knock it out when you're looking for apartments in the city. Another honorable mention will have to be apartments.com. I like apartments.com until I don't, and I'll tell you why until I don't. Apartments.com, first of all, there's so many sponsored listings by companies, obviously like bigger companies, like the luxury companies, and I don't like that. I have to scroll past it in order to like find a relatively affordable non-luxury apartment if that's not what I'm looking for. And second, apartments.com also has like furnished apartments. I wasn't looking for a furnished apartment. Like, I have the furniture, I just need an empty space. So like the sponsored posts are too much on apartments.com, and the furnished apartments that they also include I did not like. But again, I feel like I would also go on apartments.com to cross search and look for inventory. So like what I would find on Trulia, sometimes I'll cross search it on apartments.com. And another hot tip that people really don't tell you about apartment searching, I get to know some of these apartments so much because I see them all the time. Obviously, when you're looking for a place to live, you're highly vigilant. So sometimes I'll see one thing here in Trulia, and then I'll see on apartments.com, I'm like, hey, aren't these the same things? Obviously, different brokers do put the listings on multiple websites. My last honorable mention, guys, this one is gonna be a surprise, and this one is gonna be a surprise, and it takes a lot of work. I mean, it really shouldn't be a surprise. It just takes a lot of work. I would go to the neighborhood I was interested in and walk around. I'll look at a building and be like, oh, this is a nice building. Okay, like 631, and I'll look up 631, the address they're at, leasing. And sometimes I'll be lucky, or sometimes I'll just figure out that building is very, very expensive. I did that in Queens when I went to Long Island City with a friend, again, with the same thought in mind. So we were walking around, it's like, oh, this is a nice apartment. Or sometimes they'll even have now leasing. So if they have now leasing, just do the QR code and look it up. I feel like with this one, there's pros and cons to it. You might be highly disappointed that a lot of these apartments are expensive. And the pro is at least you get to know the area more. You know, you're surrounding yourself in an area that you want to live in. So you get a feel for what's around, like where specifically you want to be or not be. So I think that's the biggest pro of just walking around the neighborhood, especially in the city. You can just walk around and look at the building numbers and Google if they have active listings. So that is all for this video. Again, my top 3 websites that I use to find my apartment: StreetEasy, Trulia, RentHop, and Facebook Marketplace. If you have any questions, definitely make sure to ask them. I will be replying, because I know this apartment hunting journey is so difficult, so stressful, but it's also kind of exciting getting to see new. I feel like I've gotten to see new parts of New York that I wouldn't normally go to, especially because I was broadening my search for where to live. So it was really nice to just check out different parts of the city. But if you have any questions, please make sure to ask them, and stay tuned for the next couple of videos. So in the next couple of videos, I'm going to be showing how I organize my current apartment, which has like these 2 small closets that I use, how I organize it since I am moving out, and I'm gonna start the design journey of my new apartment, because I do plan on renovating the kitchen of my apartment. That's like the first thing I'm gonna do, a renter-friendly renovation, obviously, but that will be super exciting to see. So make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more apartment renovations and more apartment packing up and more living life. Bye.